Talk is brought to you by
Max Department Store is here for you. We stock clothes, accessories, cosmetics, and footwear for the entire family. We also cater to your home decor needs. So yes, it's Maxi Department Store for the latest designs and trends for you, yours, and that home transformation. Children are definitely not excluded. We have great parking space for your convenience. Located at shop number 7, Bargain Village Plaza, 37 Main Street, Maypen. Our opening hours are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call us at 986-2436.
With your latest Tiny Talk news update, I am Jamaican Clarendon. Now the news in detail. The registration period for this year's Grade 6 Achievement Test, GSAT, which has been set for March 19 and 20, has now ended. In a statement in recent days, the Ministry of Education noted that important changes have been made to the content and test questions for GSAT, Social Studies, and Science. The ministry said the content that children are required to learn for social studies has been reduced by 25%. The test questions have also been reduced from 80 to 60. The science test is made up of 60 multiple choice questions that assess contents from grade 4 through to 6. 30 of the questions assess content from grade 6, 18 are drawn from grade 5. And 12 questions assess objective from grade 4 curriculum. The ministry indicated that the changes to GSAT are intended to reduce the coursework load for students while maintaining the quality and standard of knowledge imparted to them. And in other news, children depend on many adults as they grow up. Parents, relatives, teachers, and childcare workers all provide them with love, support, and guidance. We at Tiny Talk took to the streets to find out from caregivers if beating is relevant in today's society. Take a look.
Good afternoon, Miss. Do you think beating is relevant in today's society?
If the child is rude,
Can't you think of some like other punishment to give the child?
like something they love, you punish them from that.
Good afternoon, Miss. Do you think beating is relevant in today's society?
Yes, I do.
Can't you think of some other punishment to give the child?
No, beat them is the best way.
Yeah,
Can't you think of like some other punishment to give the child?
like don't watch TV. Something when ask you for, you don't give it to him. No, you have some of them when you beat them, they listen and understand what you think and whatever. Just like that.
So what about the rest?
What about the rest? Punish him, don't make him go. If he go somewhere where you know him like fun and so outside for play and so you don't send him and all of that.
Yes, it does.
Why?
Because the children is a lack of discipline nowadays because parents not beating them anymore. Sometimes you put them under some harsh punishment because they don't want to hear, they run away. So sometimes you beat them, it is better for them because they sit and they hush, they let it cool.
So can't you give the child any other punishments?
Yes, sometimes we do, but sometimes it doesn't help.
Okay, so what type of punishments do you give them?
Sometimes we don't let them go out the house to go where they want to go. We don't let them watch the TV. We let them have time to do something in the house. But nowadays children don't want to do it because they have too much facilities with computers, different kind of games, so they don't want to do anything. So sometimes we have to punish them the other way around.
Sometimes it is necessary.
Why?
Well, some kids not hear until when they get too slapped now.
Okay, so can't you think of any other punishments to give the child?
Yeah, sometimes yes, but sometimes you have to put on too slap, but you have to know it to an extent.
Because sometimes the parent might hurt the child, and she can when she goes to when he or she goes to school, she might not do well in her schoolwork.
Suppose she just slap her on her arm.
That's okay.
No, not necessarily. You don't have to beat a child for he or she understand you.
Why?
Because you just don't have to beat them. You have their privileges.
Suppose they did something to you that affects your life.
You still don't have to beat them. You punish them. If they have a cell phone, you take out the cell phone. If TV, video games, internet and so forth, you don't have to beat a child.
Well, in my opinion, if I talk to the kids, I feel like say if I talk to them, well, them supposed to hear.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Been talking to them, well, them will hear what you say and then they will follow you. So long as you change them in the right way, because the Bible say, change the kids in the right way where he should grow. That's when he become old, him not depart from it. So kids must not get beaten. Them think they make kids stray and afraid of you. You understand? Sometimes you even can't find them, you don't know which part them there. Because of the ill treatment at home. So that's why they have to go to them neighbor home. Sometimes some of them have to run away. Exactly, just like that.
Oh, well, I believe that when you beat a child, they can be wounded, affected in the future. You have to bring them to the doctor. I believe what they should do is to school the child by talking to them, instruct them what they are to do and what they are not to do, and with love. And I believe that would be a good way in training them.
You've heard it yourself. Some people think beating is relevant while others don't. I am Brittany Reed. See you next time.
That's all the news we have for you today here at Tiny Talk. I'm Jamaican Anancy.
Oh, hey guys! In this segment, we'll be talking all about GSAT. Yes, you know it, the big, scary exam. You know what? Reading this book really reminds me of the times when I had to do GSAT. My mother put me totally on lockdown. What about you, Dejan?
Yes, it was so stressing.
No YouTube,
No internet,
no Instagram.
no Facebook.
You know what I mean? Those moments I had to read my book every single day. I had to sit down, take time, and get serious.
You know what? I barely had any time for myself. I couldn't tell when last I could sit down and watch a nice movie.
You know, get a long bubble bath. I have to treat myself. And yeah, so we'll be giving you some tips on how to get over GSAT, because it's really good at the end of the day. That long studying really pays off because it feels really nice. It feels really nice when you accomplish your goal and you get to go to the high school that you have been dreaming of. Yeah, it's a really nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice feeling, I'm telling you.
So before we get into all the tips, let's remind you of the date of GSAT.
March 19th to 20th.
Yes, March 19th to the 20th. Now, the first tip, you want to make a timetable just to keep organized. As Dejan said in Tiny Writes, it's the organizing of your time and your thoughts. So it's basically your whole routine. The second tip,
Never study too much. Make sure after each study segment you have break.
yeah, like every 15 minutes you take a break, get a drink and refresh your mind. And also, try to eat some foods that are healthy. I know you're going to want the junk food, but just try. Like a fruit, like an apple or an orange.
Or a carrot maybe.
Yeah, those are healthy for you and they taste good. Now for the third tip. Please do not watch the TV. I know it's going to be hard for you because you don't have any time for yourself. But just tell the TV you're not going to get the best of me today. And if you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. There's a lot of distractions out there and you're going to get carried away. Trust me.
Okay, so fourth tip. You can actually find a study partner at school or organize a study group where you meet at a specific time and place.
I hope you guys all pass to the first school of your choice. And remember to pray. Good luck!
Clavina, did you know that Vere was once a parish?
No, I didn't.
It was. Here is Janae with some more historical facts about Vere.
Hi there, boys and girls. Today you are in for a historical treat on this episode of Tiny Facts. Today we are traversing the Vere Plains in Clarendon, which was once a parish of Jamaica. And we are heading to the oldest Anglican church in Jamaica and other historical sites. Come along and take this journey with me. Here at the oldest Anglican church in Clarendon. It is called the St. Peter's Anglican Church. Did you know that the Anglican denomination, or what was once called the Church of England, was formed when Henry VIII wanted to be remarried after his divorce with Queen Victoria I? Henry VIII was a Roman Catholic and was not allowed to remarry after his divorce. He protested against that law of the Roman Catholic and started the Church of England. After Jamaica was captured by the English in 1655 from the Spaniards, the English started the Anglican Church, or the Church of England, in Jamaica. The members then were only the English people and the rich plantation owners. Boys and girls, also, did you know the first established Anglican Church is St. Peter's Anglican Church in Alley, Clarendon. Alley was then the capital of Vere, a parish named in Jamaica. St. Peter's Church, the Alley, founded in 1671 as a parish church of the former parish of Vere. The present building was erected 1715 to 1735. Of course, I didn't come here alone. I have my history teacher with me, Mr. Gordon. So, sir, what history do you know about Vere, or the St. Peter's Anglican Church?
Well, St. Thomas Muddyford, one of our first governors, after Jamaica was captured from the Spaniards by the English, he divided Jamaica into parishes. At first it was 7 parishes, and then it was subdivided into 22. Vere was one of these parishes, and then it was further contracted to 14. Now Vere, being a parish and the Anglican Church being established in Vere, St. Peter's was called the parish church.
As we know, there has to be a parish church in a parish. So why do they choose Anglican Church and not like Seventh-day Adventist or Church of God?
Well, apparently at the time those churches were not established in Jamaica. Anglican Church is the first established church in Jamaica.
So are there any other historical sites here in Vere?
Well, you have the Monument Sugar Factory, which is one of the oldest sugar factories in Jamaica, and around the Monument factory you'll find a lot of Indians, which was once called indentured laborers, right? And also we have one of the 2 flat bridges in Jamaica, the Alley flat bridge. Whenever the river, the Ryan Minnow is in spate, it is always covered with the Raminer's water.
Oh, as we learned that in class, yes. As you can see, we are approaching the alley flat bridge. I am so excited to be here because it's my first time here. I wonder what it would be like. Finally here at the Alley Bridge. It's a historical site of fear. So, Mr. Gordon, as we learned in class about rivers being in spate, is this now in spate?
No, when the river is in spate and when the river has overflow its banks. The river has banks two sides. So when it's in spate is when the river has overflowed its banks, and that is when the river has taken up more water than it can manage, so it overflows its banks. So that's the time that the river is in spate.
Sir, do you know the approximate length of this river?
The bridge? No, I do not know the length of the bridge, but maybe it's approximately, based on my estimation, maybe it's about two chains long. And as you can see, it goes over the Ryamina River, and as you know, the Ryamina River is the longest river in Jamaica.
I am enjoying this beautiful ambience of the alley bridge, guys. I am afraid to say this, but that's all the history we have for you today. Bye. Okay, now for the latest sensation, Gully Bop. He was from right here. Now he's all the way up here. But big up yourself. We wish you all the best from the Tiny Talk crew. Now, let's go to the Tiny Jokes segment. In the meanwhile, me and Dejan here will be just exercising and keeping ourselves fit.
Here's a joke that has been circulating the social media. Here goes. It has 2 eyes and 3 teeth. Gully Bop! Respect Gully Bop. Big up yourself. Now, here's the next joke. Do you know why bees hum? Because they don't know the words of the song. I bet you never know that. Now here's another joke. After my English exam, someone asked, how was the test? I said, okay. But question 5 confused me the most. Question 5 wanted the past tense of think. I thought and thought and thought. And I end up writing think. Now these jokes are from Brittany Reed from Maypen Primary School. Here goes. 3 drunk men entered a taxi. The taxi driver knew that they were drunk, so he turned on the engine and turned it off back. Then he said, we reach. The first guy said thank you, and the second guy gave him the money. The third guy gave him a slap. The driver, thinking that the third guy knew what he did, asked, what was that for? The third guy said, control your speed next time. You nearly killed us. Now here's another one. Teacher asked little Billy where the United States was on the map. Little Billy said, over there. Now, teacher asked little Susan who discovered the United States of America. Susan said, Billy. It's always good to have a little laughter in your life, right? Right. So if you want to give us a joke or contact us, you can call 792-7551 or email us at tinytalk101@gmail.com. I'm your tiny joker, Mikhail Gordon.
Just to break the awkward silence a bit, look at the beautiful sky, colored with pink, blue, and gold. Have you ever heard that sound around Maypen, Dejan? What sound? Me hungry when you have $100 to sell. I know Rogers is the only place where you can get that. Big up yourself. And Rogers is always catering for poor people. So, yeah.
This segment is brought to you by
How you feel hungry when lunch or dinner so cheap? How you feel hungry? Are you mad when you can't get lunch or dinner for only $100? How you feel hungry? How you feel hungry when lunch or dinner so cheap? How you feel hungry?
Rogers Low Budget Restaurant understands your pocket. Also check out the bar for your complete entertainment. It is located Manchester Avenue, Maypen, right across from Ice Factory. Rogers Low Budget Restaurant and Bar. How you feel hungry?
$100. How you feel hungry?
Food tastes good. So what's the name of the restaurant?
It's Rogers Low Budget Restaurant and Bar, Manchester Avenue, Maypen, Clarendon. We are just a little across from Maypen Ice Factory. And you know, we try to do the very best. We put in 100% of all the necessary ingredients to make the food taste one of a kind. Even though it is cheap, we don't cheap it out. We give you the dear ingredients, even though it is cheap.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Rogers. So where did you get this creative idea to drive around and sell food?
Well, all right, it all started in Tollgate, you know, because I started business in Tollgate back then, a place named Racecourse, and then we used to have a thing called it Block Pocket Thursdays, where we used to sell lunch for $100. Until when I got the shop in Maypen now, I decided, okay, we're only do it on Thursdays, but we're going to do it like every day. So that's where we start with the cars, we start deliver. Because people used to call us for food to deliver in and around Maypen. So that's where the idea came from, that instead of just going around to people who call to deliver food in and around Maypen, we just do a general thing so everybody can get food.
All right. So why choose to sell the food at a cost of $100 only?
I'll put it this way. Cost of living is very high, and economical hard times are upon the people. All right, and guess what happened now? If you can provide food or make the food reasonable so everybody can afford it, then there's a market for it. You understand? Because it's not everybody can. You still find people coming to me with $80. They generally don't have it. We still get them for the $80. We only make them know don't take it for a habit. But we still try to work with them with the $80. But you still have genuine people who just don't have it in their town. Sometimes we still have to give you some food same way too, because you buck up on people who don't have it same way. But you still can't make them hungry still. But at the end of the day, we have to know what we are doing, because we will lose and we will give a blessing to you, understand? Because sometimes you get some people who really don't want it neither, but it left to them, you understand?
Alright, wow, that's very generous. So, who is your main target? Children, maybe?
Alright, my main target is everybody. Everybody. I sell right across. I don't pick choose or anybody. Because if you try to put yourself into a corner where there's only certain people you're going to cater for, you're going to be in a problem. You have to cater for the general public. Children and a whole list. Children are, I would say children are one of my biggest supporters, because they listen for the car and they run out and get them. Because sometimes when I drive through the communities, it's mostly children that stop me and buy them food, which their parents allow them to do so. Also the parents also buy it too. So, but the general public, it's for everyone.
Alright, thanks, Mr. Rogers. Were children your main target at first?
No. Honestly, no. But at the end of the day, I put it that it could be in everybody's reach. You understand? But it's not that I was sitting down and saying, all right, children only and all of that. No. I just did it for everybody on the whole.
Alright. Well, from my point of view, I thought it was mainly children because of the town cry. I saw like that. I don't really remember it, but that's from my point of view.
Oh.
So, how is the sale so far?
Well, I can't complain. That's all I will say. I can't complain. God has been good. So we give God the glory. It a go on.
How long have you been doing this?
This would this year, January, which we're in the month of January now, would make 3 years.
Alright, thanks sir. What else do you do?
Well, apart from the food, we also have a bar here. Plus we have the cook shop. I also do MC services for every occasion. Any occasion, I do MC services. Also, plus we do the tongue crier services for anybody who have something to advertise and so on. But I'm all rounder.
Well, that's the end of today's interview. Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, man, and it's good. Have you not get none food yet?
No, sir.
Are you mad? I want to say I respect the Tiny Talk to take the time out to come talk to me. Even though the little time we get is tiny, but we still have to say respect to Tiny Talk for coming down to Rogers Low Budget Restaurant, Manchester Avenue, Maple in Clarendon. And remember, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you don't know, check me, 37A Manchester Avenue, Rogers Low Budget. How you feel hungry when food's so cheap? Thank you, Tiny Talk.
This segment was brought to you by
How you feel hungry when lunch or dinner so cheap? How you feel hungry? Are you mad when you can't get lunch or dinner for only $100? How you feel hungry? How you feel hungry when lunch or dinner so cheap? How you feel hungry?
Rogers Low Budget Restaurant understands your pocket. Also check out the bar for your complete entertainment. It is located Manchester Avenue, Maypen, right across from Ice Factory. Rogers Low Budget Restaurant and Bar. How you feel hungry?
Oh, that's so cute. He's so cute. Hi, Turtle. Come here.
He bite, you know.
What are you going to do with him?
I bring him home, go put him in a pan.
You sure you're not going to use him for earring?
What?
Here, let use a turtle on his earring.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I
wouldn't do that.
Hi, Mr. Turtle. What do you have to say today?
Well, I'm just sitting in my bed and I'm having a wonderful day.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact,
It's really hard choosing a career in the teaching profession. After all, I'm a student. I would know. Shamar got a chance to be a teacher for one day. Let's see how she enjoyed it.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, miss.
I am your substitute teacher for today, and my name is Shamar Edwards. So how are you?
We are fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine. Today's subject is language arts, and our topic is nouns and verbs. So class, who can tell me what is a noun? Yes, Jay.
A noun is a naming word. The name may be of a person, place, animal, or thing.
Christina, could you list some examples of nouns?
An example of a noun is my pet dog called Zara.
Okay, now that you have known what is a noun, now, Prince, what is a verb?
A verb is an action word or a state of being.
Correct. Clevar, list some verbs.
Some verbs are jumping, dancing, and two state of being verbs are is and are.
Correct. Now, class, repeat what Jade said is a noun.
A noun is a naming word. The name may be that of a person, place, animal, or thing.
Now, repeat what Prince said is a verb.
A verb is an action word or a state of being.
Correct. Our next exercise is to identify the nouns and verbs in the following sentences. Jordan walks to school every morning. Giovanni.
The noun is Jordan and the verb is walks.
Correct. The principal of Foundation Preparatory is Miss Thelma Dennis. J.
Miss Thelma Dennis.
Correct. Our next subject is mathematics. If x equals 3 and y equals 4, what is
x plus y. Shanice, come and work that out on the board, please.
X equals 3 and y equals 4. Therefore, 3 plus 4 is 7.
Correct. Now, what is y subtracted from x, Stephanie?
The value of y is 4 and the value of x is 3. So therefore, you're going to say 4 minus 3 equal 1.
Correct. You may sit. Class is dismissed. Ms. Bennett, how do you handle these students?
It depends on what you're saying, handling. In terms of reprimanding them, each child is different. They're somewhat unique, but there are standard punishments that you can use to apply that will get them in order. But first, as a teacher, you have to set the standard by which you want to live by in the classroom environment so that they act accordingly and they know what is expected of you.
Okay, so is it difficult being a teacher?
In my opinion, no, because I love the job, so I embrace it.
Okay. And what do you love most about being a teacher?
The fact that students learn and are able to reciprocate, then that makes it even more comfortable and a pleasure to be a teacher.
Okay, so what are the requirements to become a teacher?
In order to be a teacher, you have to enter training school, but first you must get your CXC subjects, or you can go through HEART, NCC Vets. They also provide a program that those who are not able to enter college or a tertiary institution, they can go through their program.
Okay. Would you recommend children my age to choose a career in teaching, and why?
Of course, I would encourage a child your age to become a teacher because at the end of the day, you are preparing students to be our future leaders.
As you heard, being a teacher is really difficult, but once you have a passion for it, it is really fun. I'm Shamike Edwards, and this has been another episode of Tiny Career Talk.
Hi.
Do you own a blue phone? Well, not as in the color blue, but as in BLU, the brand. We're here at Big Tree Mobile, the only blue product provider in Maypen, and we're with Mr. Courtney Patterson to tell us more. What is Big Tree Mobile?
Big Tree Mobile is it's an exclusive distributor of blue phones here in Jamaica.
When has the store opened its doors?
We first opened in Kingston in January of 2014 and in Maypen in November of last year.
Does it only sell mobile phones?
Yes, we specialize in mobile phones, in blue tablets, blue parts, and blue accessories.
Is it island-wide?
Right now we have a store in Kingston and we have one here in Maypen, and we're looking to head out west pretty soon.
Is Blue a brand or is it a company?
Blue is actually both. there's Blue, the company that builds the Blue phone, which is the brand of the phone. Yes.
Which country did it originate from?
Blue was designed in Miami in the United States, and the manufacturing is done in China.
And where are you located?
We're located at 2 Fernley Avenue in Maypen, and also at 16 to 19 Little Premier Plaza in Halfway Tree.
What else will you introduce on the market?
Well, right now we have some new phones that are coming in the middle of January, and we're hoping that once the networks go live with the LTE, we will be able to bring those LTE phones.
On the point of technology, technology has been incorporated in schools like never before. The government of Jamaica has been issuing tablets to assist children. Here is Paulton Walker from Mineral Heights Primary to tell us how they use technology there.
Hello there, my name is Paulton Walker and welcome to the Mineral Heights Primary School Tiny Tech. At the Mineral Heights Primary School, technology is fully embraced by our students and teachers. Devices are used to record and play back lessons. Our reading room is equipped with computers and internet services. Students can utilize the computers to do research and assist with homework. The school is equipped with an electronic library consisting of over 5,000 books from different subject areas. These books help teachers in the planning of their lessons. Students can also have access to the electronic library to do research. This has been Mineral Heights Primary School Tiny Tech. My name is Paulton Walker. Have a good day.
Thank you, Paulton Walker. So, Mr. Patterson, what makes Blue phones in general so unique?
Well, it's the price point for the quality that you're getting. We offer some really high quality phones for a very low price point. That phone, for example, on the right, the yellow one, the Diva 2, that's a television phone. You can actually get over-the-air broadcast on that phone for $4,125.
Oh, see what's unique. Say this. Out of the ordinary, what makes this better than other brands?
Again, we're talking about price point. This is our starter Android phone. It's a Star 4.0. This phone normally goes for $12,000. It's a stock Android phone, so you can do everything that you can do on an Android phone, including downloading and installing all the apps from the App Store.
What are the different levels you have here?
Well, the Blue phone comes in a couple of different, they call series. It starts with the Dash series. We have the Dash 4.0, the Dash 5.0 from that series. We also have the Studio series. We have the Studio 5.0C, Studio 5.0 CHD, Studio 5.0 S2, and a couple of different ones. We also have the high-end series, which is the Life series. And we have the Life 1, Life Play, and we have the Life View in that series.
Oh, so what would make, as in the name, advanced better than the Dash 5.0?
Well, these belong to two different series. It's not a matter of which one is better than the other. It's a matter of what you can afford. If you notice, the Advance is $16,000, while the Dash 5.0 is $24,000. However, the Dash 5.0 does have a larger screen.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. And where are you located again?
We're located at 2 Fernley Avenue in Maypen and 16 to 19 Little Premier Plaza in Halfway Tree.
So guys, you know, for your best Blue phones, Big Tree Mobile is the place to be. And that's all we have on the Tiny Tech side of life. See you next week. I'm Ryan Williams.
Howdy do? I am Kayla Brown and this is Jamaican Sinting. Know you remember some good old-time Jamaican Anancy stories? Well, today, me have one for Uno. Of course, Uno must hear the one you already, but me still a go tell Uno anyway. Once upon a time, Brother Anancy make up in mind, say him go and collect all of the common sense in the world. Him was thinking that he would be the smartest man in the world if him do this. So Anansi traveled all over the world collecting common sense. Him go to big countries and little ones. Him go to primary schools and universities. Him go people house
and them workplace. Him take all of the zillion common sense he had collected from all around the world and put in a big calabash. Him take the calabash with him to him backyard and climb a big guango tree. His plan was to store it at the top of the tree for safety keeping. Nobody would have get to it but Anancy. To make sure it was safe, Anancy tied the calabash to the front of his body. The slow in progress up the tree to a slow crawl. Him did look very clumsy and go up the tree with because the calabash did a hamper him. As him was slowly going up toward the top of the tree, the little girl below called out to him, Anancy, make you not tie the calabash on your back instead of front of you. It will get up the tree much faster and easier. And Nancy was vexed because the little girl showed him up for not thinking. She had more good sense than him, he thought. He called out to her, me did think me collected all the common sense from all over the world. He was so angry that he flung the calabash to the ground and it burst. All of the common sense him did collect fly back to all over the world. And that's how you and I managed to have just a little common sense for ourselves. Today, Jack Mandora, me not tell you no lie. See you next time on Jamaican Sinting.
Hi boys and girls, welcome to your Tiny Right segment. I'm Damar Popley and today we have in studio with us Mr. Rayon Davis from the Mapen Fire Brigade Station. He'll be giving us some fire safety tips. Mr. Davis, can you please tell me your responsibilities at the Mapen Fire Brigade?
Good afternoon there, Marla. Just before we go into that aspect, I'll just tell you that I'm actually a district officer and I work at the Clarendon Fire Prevention Department. That's kind of separate from the operations section. But my responsibilities as a district officer, as it is now, is just to supervise the fire prevention department. I am responsible for the duties of the sergeant and corporal, and that entails, well, our duty entails conducting inspections, doing lectures, observing fire drills, and anything that relates to fire safety in the parish of Clarendon.
So, I have some questions. As children, we love to try to help out ourselves at homes. Should children be allowed to cook, iron, light candles, and be associated with fire?
That's a very good question. I know the children like to, assist mommy or dad in the kitchen, but I think that work should be supervised. At no time should children be in the kitchen by themselves, or lighting candles, or playing with the stove, or ironing, or anything like that. Anything that has to do with fire.
So what if the current is to go out? Won't we light a candle if no one is with us?
I would advise you and your other boys and girl friends to, get help from an adult. It is safer, much safer that way.
What if no adult is around?
Go and get them. If no adult is around, I would still advise you not to. Perhaps what I would say for parents to do is to have what we call trickle charger lamps or chargeable bulbs where they don't have to use matches or anything like that.
So is children the #1 cause of fire?
No, children are not the #1 cause of fire. It's actually carelessness, the #1 cause of fire. So that means adults can also start a fire. But when they are careless, fires start as a result of that.
So what if a mother or a father is to be cooking and they left the house for a minute and the child is there and the food starts to burn and then the fire kind of gets out of control? Would you advise the child to use the stove at that time and be in the kitchen by themselves?
No, not at all.
So you
Even
want the house to burn down?
no, I don't. And that would be my first tip. it is not advised for parents to leave their children at home unattended. Parents, don't leave your children at home unattended.
Okay, so as children, we go to school and we get projects like in science, we have experiments and so on. Don't we have to use like candles and fires and other dangers? What would we do to prevent using the fire and?
Well, if it is that you have to use these things in your project or homework, it should be supervised. So the parents should be there to monitor the candlelight. Well, they should be the ones who are lighting the candles or the lamps. But, you know, as a firefighter, I'd advise, you know, less use of open flame in the home.
So what if we are home and there are electric wires around, like for example, they're just putting in electricity and the bannets where it's the plug-in is not on as yet, and there's raw wire around. What would you advise us?
Well, that's a no-no for me. And, you know, I usually advise persons to get a certified electrician to do the electrical work at home. Once they are exposed wires, they should be covered. They're not connected.
What would it be still?
I guess it would be safe at that time. There's no electricity there. But, you know, sometimes, you know, people say that when you see things over and over, it becomes a norm. And maybe when you think there's no electricity there and it's left, there could be electricity there because somebody actually connected the electricity and forgot to cover the wires. So it's advised that they should cover it once it is exposed.
So as we said before, you said children are not to be in the kitchen by themselves. So what if they were just like warming up some food in the microwave or using the toaster or using sandwich maker? Would that also not for us to be in the kitchen?
Yes, that is the number one rule. Children are not to be in the kitchen by themselves.
So for nothing at all.
Right. So if you are hungry, ask mommy or daddy to fix something for you, or you eat some peanut butter sandwich or.
What if you don't have any bread? Or peanut butter?
Some biscuit is okay. You can perhaps
What
buy
if you
that.
don't have any biscuits? What if you only have leftover food in the fridge?
I'm sure you have some pocket money. Children are very rich these days.
Not all.
Not all.
Not all.
Okay. Snacks are good to have. So tell mommy to keep snacks in the home regularly.
What if they can't buy the snacks?
If they can't buy the snacks, well, I guess you have to stay hungry until mommy or daddy gets there.
So you have any other additional safety tips you want to tell us, or?
Yes, we said that adults should not leave children at home unattended. Neither should cooking be left unattended. Keep lighters, matches away from the reach of children. Keep open flame away from flammable materials. And when I say flammable materials, I'm talking about, you know, curtains, you know, sheets, etc. If you have to use candles, keep the candles in a sturdy and fire-resistant candle holder, and ensure that when it is on the table, it is, you know, firm. It doesn't fall over. All right. Electrical plugs. As firefighters, we advise you not to use electrical plugs. It's better to use the 6 plug outlets. Usually, that's better because they have fuses. So the fuse will be likely to break before something dangerous happens. Don't overload your circuits. Install fire extinguishers at home. Smoke detectors as well. Keep the smoke detectors away from the kitchen. And if you need more safety tips, you can call the Fire Prevention Department at 902-3693, or you can come visit us at the station. I'll be more than happy to give you those tips. And if you want, you can even invite me to your school or your community center. I'll be happy to speak to you some more about fire safety.
Well, Mr. Davis has taught us a lot today, and I hope you all can use this in your everyday lives and tell mommy and daddy about these safety tips, and make sure you don't be in the kitchen unattended. That is going to be my number one rule now. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Davis. It was
You're
nice
welcome.
having you in studio. Bye, guys. Make sure you obey.
We love the vibes, we love the vibes. Stop at your rush, clean out the ride. Them say we bossy, but we love the hype. Couple RR, so we love the bike, yo, the vibe. So we are.
Alright. Today, we're at the heart of Maypen at the annual Christmas Children Treat, organized by Maypen Police. I'm Deidre Cole.
And I'm Brittany Reed. Today we will be talking and vibing with some of the children. Come on with me.
What's your name?
Chris Anderson.
Which school do you attend?
Denby Primary.
Oh, so what rides have you been on today? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
What rides have you been on?
The train ride.
That's it?
No.
What else?
Bouncer boat.
Hi guys, I'm on the donkey. Actually, it's my first time on the donkey. It feels very uncomfortable, but I feel it's gonna be a sweet ride. Hi guys, I'm riding this horse. Well, it's my first time. I didn't expect it to be like this. I can practically feel the bones of the donkey piercing through my skin. Anyways, I'm going to have my fun. Bye. I really didn't expect it to be this fun, but after all, it turned out to be a sweet ride. So guys, we're about to leave, so I'm about to get my gift. I really wonder what it is. So guys, I got my gift. I got a skipping rope. At least I can skip. We're here with a police officer. So what's your name?
I'm Brenton Banks, corporal attached to the Maypen police station.
So, how did you think that the event went?
I think we had a fairly good day, even though we had a bit of rain interruption, but the day went fairly well.
Okay, so what's the purpose of this event? Keep it every year?
Yeah, it's an annual event which is put on by the civic committee. A treat is held at every police station in the parish at this time of the year with the kids, just to give back to them, to show some love and to show them that the police is their friend, they are not their enemies. And it's an ongoing thing, and we are planning to keep doing it on a yearly basis.
Oh, so basically you're trying to allow children to feel more comfortable about police officers?
Definitely, and to show them that, listen, the police is not your enemy, we are your friends. So we want to see them growing up in that way so that they have an attachment to the police, and to show them that we are not their enemies, we are their friends.
I let it fall, my heart, and as it fell, you rose to claim it. It was dark, and I was over, until you kissed my lips, and you saved me. My hands were strong, but my knees were far too weak to stand in your arms without falling to your feet. 'Cause there's a side to you that I never knew, and the things you say that were never true, and the games you play would always win, always win. But I set fire to the rain, watch it burn as I touch your face. Let it burn while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, as I lay with you. I could stay there and close my eyes, keep you here forever. You and me together, nothing is better. 'Cause there's a side to you that I never knew, and the things you say that were never true, and the games you play, you would always win, always win. But I set fire to the rain, watch it pour as I touch your face. Let it burn while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, fire to the rain, watch it burn as I touch your face. Let it burn while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, The father died, didn't know I was looking for you. It was now and it's already over. I can help myself from looking for you. I set fire to the rain, and I threw us into the flame. Let it burn while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, I set fire to the rain, and I threw us into the flame. Let it burn while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, Oh no, let it burn. Oh no, let it burn.
Goodbye, farewell, until we see you again. So we've come to the end of this week's show. Now, next week we'll be shifting things up a little bit. You guys will be able to send homemade videos. So everyone from Westmoreland, Spanish Town, and of course, Clarendon, send in your homemade videos to tinytalk101@gmail.com. And also, if you call our studio office at 792-7551, you'll be able to answer a few questions with us. You know, just the vibes with us. Now, we've come to the end of this week's show. Bye!